start here, I just want to let you know that the PulseChain.com mainnet has launched, and PulseX.com on that mainnet has launched as well. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We waited a couple years for this, and it's finally here.
Hey everybody, welcome to another day in PulseChain Paradise as everything is ramping up pretty nicely. We're going to have covering stock market, that is bullish today. We're going to cover crypto, that is bullish today. We're going to cover PulseChain. A little pullback on the RSI was getting overheated. Bitcoin came down a little bit and it's pumping back up right now. And of course, we're beginning the week, midweek pretty well there. So looking good across the board. And of course, the big news today is Mintra only launched the NFT market about 2 hours ago. So very, very excited about that. We're going to talk about that. Mintra is pumping now. And of course, we're going to talk about future projects that are expected to come up too. We also had DBZN and DBZN NFTs launch. We're going to probably have a quick look at how the results are of the first day. So stay tuned for that. And of course, we're going to look at the future projects coming up expected within the next, say, week, which is pretty cool, including 9mm and of course, the big one there, 9-inch. So both of them pretty big, actually. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to wrap up with the Hex Daily Stats. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let's get into it. Let's see who's in the house. First of all, let me just reschedule stuff here. Got to get rid of that. And let's go. Bam, bam, bam. And get rid of that. And have a look at the comments. Who jumped in first? Hex Enthusiast. Good to see you, Hex Enthusiast. Great to see you as always. Sandy Beach says, woohoo, stake my mint token. Nice. Straight at the beginning. That's really important. The sooner you guys can stake your mint token, the better. Presumably, I haven't heard of any operational issues. Let me know if there are, but the sites are very smooth ones. Had a lot of testing, a lot of audits, and it looks pretty smooth. Damn, it looks super fast rendering. I think I've heard only good things, so shouldn't be any operational risk with that. Now, Sandy Beach has got her health and fitness tweet out, so definitely give her a follow and retweet. And of course, if you're not into your health and fitness, definitely get inspired and maybe start walking or something like that. Is very, very cool. Joey Torres in the house there. Hi all, good to see you, Joey. And Brian, our community leader's in the house and nice and early today. Brian, fantastic. Brian's an amazing member of our community, and of course, he's the community leader in our Discord and on YouTube. So big shout out to Brian, always a pleasure. And yeah, back and back. He's onboarded over 100 people into Hex. He's amazing, amazing. Santa Beach says, hello, Hex Token, everybody. Good to see you, Santa Beach. We got Wookie in as well. Wookie has a mint patch. Nice one there. So it looks like a couple of people straight on to Mintra and their mint staking. Hex Vader says, woohoo. Hello, Hex Token YouTube channel family. Hex Vader, appreciate it. Hey, Hex Vader is building the infrastructure of the future in the United States. So big shout out to your cool work that you do. Really is important, especially in the United States. Listed an NFT on Mintra, says Brennan. Woohoo! It's not B. Islick, is it? It's not B. Islick, is it? You guys know who I'm talking about. I bet you put it on there. I bet you did. He's put on the famous one. We will see. Well, get it there. I don't want to disclose that because that's Brennan's thing, but that could be huge. That could be huge. We'll see. We got Craig Pitt as well. Morning, Superman, and everybody. Good to see you, Craig. Welcome to the chat. We got Harry as well. Yo, 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 yo. Good to see you, Harry. And Rich May says, when highest stakes on Netflix here? I don't know. That's wave number 2. That's really a question for Kinetics and a few others there, the executive producers. I don't really know where that's at this stage. I don't know if they've had an update on X social platform either, but definitely we'll try and get an update on that sometime. We got Archie as well. Hi all, good to see Archie. Awesome, another amazing community member and of course a moderator in our chat. Big shout out to Archie. No, he's our specialist on TYRH and TYCZ. I'm actually very bullish on TYCZ if based on what we've found out so far. Man, they could be taking on Binance itself. So I don't know the full scope, but we'll try and get more out from that. That could be huge. Man, that's awesome. We got Rich May in the house with the popcorn. That's the way to do it. Get a popcorn, maybe a little cool Pepsi or something. I'm just kidding about the Pepsi. We got what else there? Archibelli says, I believe Mintra launched. Yes, indeed, it has. Tail 7 as well. HOA honkies are on sale on Mintra. Just grab 4 under 100K. Nice one there, Tail 7. Got people trading on there already, so it's got trading volume. So if you stake your Mintra, you're starting to get some fees, and you can thank Tail 7 for that because he just bought a few on there as well. So I appreciate that. Scott Jackson as well. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you, Scott Jackson. And what else there? We got Sandy Beach says, yes, I already staked most of my mint token there. You said you staked it all. I thought you staked it all. No, we got most of it there. Check My Pulse says, good evening, Superman and family. Good to see Check My Pulse. Welcome to the chat also. Hex is the GOAT, says Check My Pulse. Certainly is. Has been performing very, very well, both EHEX and PHEX, like a boss. And maybe things are just getting warmed up. Maybe things are just getting warmed up there. We've got Drix in the house. Hey, Drix, always a pleasure. I like the Superman there. A big shout out. John Ness as well. Help everybody. Left early yesterday. What were the results of the poll? The poll was that most people were bullish. I think only 10% didn't think we were going to be in the bull run, but pretty much everybody else was pretty bull. We had, I think, was it 15% that were maybe, but yeah, most of the people, like maybe let's say 80 plus percent were bullish that we're going to have a bull run coming up, mini bull run or major bull run, either way there. I think it was maybe around 30% said major bull run and around similar number on the minor one. I have to go back and have a look. I think that was it. Property View and House there, great YouTube channel, better than TV news. I appreciate that, Property View. Like your little TVs there too. Brendan says, in fact, I don't. Yeah, I guess I've watched TV, but watch movies on TV. Don't watch the fake news anymore, of course. I don't kiss and tell, says Brendan. Indeed, you don't. You've got the hush hush on that. Smash the like on the way in. Definitely do that. What else is going on here? We've got Mintra Punk sold out quick, says Brendan. Wow, really? Wow. Okay, cool. Am staked on Mintra. We'll see. Mintra Punks, is that their own NFT collection? Let us know, and Brendan, because maybe I missed that one. We're going to ask Am staked on Mintra. We'll see how it goes over the next a few days, but I feel the PHEX gauge will be better APY long term, says Tom Boss. There's a little insight there from Tom Boss. And time will tell. Yes, time will tell on the bull market. Yeah, but we're definitely looking good for it. That BTC ETF looking really, really strong, and we've covered that several times, right? When you got BlackRock and you got Galaxy, Michael Novogratz talking about quality asset and a BTC ETF possibly approved by the end of this year. It's getting really bullish. And of course, why is that important? Because of the massive amount of capital flows from TradeFi, traditional finance that could come into crypto. And we've already talked about analysis about that. That could be, 150 billion is like 1% of their volume that comes through. That would amplify about 3 to 5x. That would give you a minimum of $1 trillion of extra market cap on crypto. So that's kind of the logic there. We're already seeing some of that those funds flow through, at least from existing players. So that's not even that's the future players through TradeFi, through BTC ETF. So that's where the big bullishness comes from. All right, we've had several $1 million coming over the bridge over to PulseChain as well, which has been pretty cool. We might check that out as well a bit later. I haven't pulled that up, but we definitely might do that. Brendan says, yes, it's their own collection. Right. I suspected they were going to have their own collection. I also suspect that Mintra will have some collection partnerships lined up too. So that's really smart of them to do that because you're competing in the market share. You want to create the NFT market share, make it even bigger. You want to make the NFT market even bigger, but you also want to get a lot of that market share of the volume trade, right? Because we already know we've got 4 NFT marketplaces out already. Mintra is number 5 out of the 7. We're expecting 7 big ones at this stage. And of course, the next 2 after Mintra, which is, one of the biggest sacrifices, $10 million for Mintra, big deal. And of course, the influencer Gerardo, one of the top influencers in the space as well. So, and the quality of Mintra product, as we're going to look at later, is amazing, I think. So yeah, really, really cool. And if they've got those relationships going, when you're an NFT marketplace, you want the relationships with the collections and the founders, and obviously the good ones. And that's really important to dominate. So we're watching that. This could become, branded names on PulseChain, right? Mintra already is, but over time it could really be one of the sustainable NFT marketplaces that dominates, a bit like OpenSea and some of the others that are out there. So yeah, very excited. 3 million floors, says Brendan. Wow. Okay, cool. Brendan says there's 10,000 supplies still minting false alarms, says Brendan. There we are. So you can still pick up one of those Mintra punks there. Thanks for that, Brendan. All right, should we get into it? Let's get into it, folks. We're at 10 minutes on the open. That's the longest I've ever done on that for a while. Very cool. Brendan says 230 minutes so far. Cool. All right, we've got about 35 people watching at the moment. I'm sure that's going to build up. So welcome, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff there, and get into our Discord, folks. To really join, get our Discord. It's $5 a month, which is like 16 cents a day. And of course, you get all the information, early intel on all the projects, and most importantly, the best community and a lot of cool chats as well are going on. We're front running everything just about. So you're early on all the projects, because I'm the only one really covering everything every day. So you're going to sort of get in the hot to trot on the channel every single day as I stream. So it's kind of cool. We're sharing the journey together, as we say. We're sharing the journey together. All right, let's get into it. The stock market. Let's have a look at this. So the stock market's actually green today, which is great news. Had a couple of red days, right? And so it's good news on that one. We've got Meta Platforms, IBM, Boeing earnings, 3 things to watch that's coming up. But anyway, the stock market had a good day in the office after having a couple of red days. We're up 0.6% on the Dow Jones, the top 30 industrials in the United States. So that's up 205 points. We're up 73/100% on the S&P 500, up 30 points to 4,247. Now, what do we got? We've got a battle going on, right, between treasury yields, which are all-time highs. 10-year hit that 5%, and of course, it's been coming down a little bit there. We've got that battle going on. And of course, we've got FundStrat's Tom Lee talking about the S&P 500 having a rally into Christmas, potentially up to 4,800. And of course, it's going to be a bit of battle, but that is kind of the upside of his move. So if we have the stock market moving, crypto moving, it's going to be pretty interesting on that. And then, of course, the NASDAQ is up almost 1%, 93/100 of a percent, 121 points to 13,139. That's got all the tech companies in it, and that's a good day in the office for the tech companies. So kind of cool. The volatility index is down 6.7%, so basically risk on. We like risk on, right? And of course, dollar index there is up slightly too, 106. They're up 0.7%. So that's cool for the US dollar. Looking at commodities, pretty flat from the looks of it. Looking like we're $88.83, but they've definitely come down. The oil prices have definitely come down per barrel. We were up here. Let's look over the last month, say. Last month, we were up recently on the 20th of October. We're up at $93. We're now down at 88, so it's kind of come down nicely there. Hopefully that will play out a little bit in the pump. That's kind of the way. Now gold, of course, people talking about $3,000 gold. We heard BlackRock talking about flight to quality assets being treasuries, which have been rising to all-time highs. Gold and silver, which are these commodities we're looking at the moment, and gold now 1,982. Some commentators talking about $3,000 gold. That would be records in the making. And of course, also quality, meaning now crypto, Bitcoin is the other quality. BlackRock, amazing, the biggest fund manager in the world. And of course, these globalist firms, right? These ones that want to control what we say, what we do, and things like that. So there's a pros and cons, right? Pros and cons. The good pro is that money floods into crypto and you get rich. The cons is that they get more control, and that's generally bad over time. So make sure you buy your own island and go to the UN and declare it to be its own free state. That's pretty much it. All right, so that is gold at the moment is pretty much down just a couple of dollars, but it's at 1982, which is pretty good. Silver there at $23, not too bad as well, but just down a tad today. So that's kind of the highlights there at the moment. And of course, coming up, Meta Platforms. They've got their earnings coming out, IBM and Boeing, some big companies there. So we'll see how we get on with that. All right, let's go to the Fed, though, quickly before we move on to crypto and have a look at the Fed monitor. We've got the Fed coming up in 1 week and 18 hours. Woohoo! But it's going to be a non-event. It's going to be a non-event. The market is banking that we're going to have no change to interest rates. So in other words, we're going to stick at 5.5%. You can see it there. And that is pretty much a certainty from the market. And I think that's probably going to be right. So no problems there. December, of course, is the last interest rate meeting for the year. And that is on the 13th of December. So put that in your calendar. There is still a 25% chance that the market is pricing in another rate rise to 5.75. But I think the market is saying 75% saying no change. So 5.5. So will this be the terminal rate? In other words, the final rate that they get at 5.5. Remember, this has been the fastest rate hike in history. And fingers crossed. It always has a delayed impact as well. And part of that delayed impact is probably being pushed out further, probably to the middle of next year, because in terms of dealing with inflation and the real economy. So when I'm talking about you raise interest rates, it's going to hurt the economy, right? So you're trading economy, GDP, and employment for inflation, right? So you're trying to get rid of that. And of course, it's had a delayed effect because people had so much savings from the boom market. It's taken that long to spend that savings on the demand side. Remember, the US is about 66 to 70% consumption. And so that's really important. If people have got incomes and savings, they start spending that savings down, then that's really, it starts to hurt demand. And of course, that's the idea that you get lower GDP. And of course, lower GDP means less jobs. And of course, that's the way they get rid of inflation, less demand on inflation. That's the idea. So there we are at the moment on that. So let's move on. We've got, looks like good environment, right? So everything going pretty well. Stock market good. Fed looking like it's going to be good, and that means crypto is also good with BlackRock there talking about that. So I'm really excited about that. In fact, we're going to play that BlackRock video one more time. I'm not going to play the Galaxy one, but we're going to play the BlackRock one because I think it's really, really cool. And people ask, why is it going up? Why is it going up? Well, this is the reason. Let's listen to this.
Clients around the world about the need for crypto. I mean, when you think about, I think some of this rally is way beyond the rumor. I think the rally today is about a flight to quality with all the, all the issues around the Israeli war now, global terrorism. And I think there's more people running into a flight to quality, whether that is in treasuries, gold, or crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality.
All right, so that's really kingpin there. And of course, we're expecting potentially BTC ETFs to come out, get approved potentially before the end of the year. And that was from Galaxy, who's applying, of course, for an ETF. So really cool from that point of view. All right, so that brings us into the crypto market. We've got a couple of people jumped in the chat, though. Richie Robinson, hello, Superman. Good to see you, Richie. And, of course, Tintop. What's up, Tintop? Good to see you as well. Cool. What's up, Hexkins? Very cool. All right, so stock market, crypto there. We yesterday, when I tuned in for the evening, we were sitting at 34,500 or something. It was really starting to look like we were going to go for another leg up. It really does start to look like that, but that did come back. And we've got down about 33,400. We're now back up again, pushing back up the last hour or so. And we're now back up at 33,800. So really bullish environment. And man, we're going to get another leg up. Stay tuned for that. It's pretty cool. We're obviously want to cool down a little bit on the RSI, but we're looking really good. So at the moment, Ethereum is also up at 1783, up 1.43%. We've got quite a few things just down slightly. So the light pink there is just under 5%. And, of course, the dark red is down over 5%. Now, Solana, of course, had a big run, and that's down 5% at the moment at $30.12. So pretty cool. Excuse me. So that is kind of the mix there. So just a bit of a cooling off after we've had this massive run. And Bitcoin's still looking very strong indeed. So kind of cool. I don't know if Brendan's there in the chat, but let us know what you think about your next target. He's our TA specialist. Pretty good. That brings us on to BDC. Look at us. Woohoo! There's BDC on the hourly. This is what we had. Look at this hourly run up, man. Woohoo! And this first candle went up to 35,000. It was on Coinbase, this chart. And then we came down, and then we rose back up to that mark. We hit 35,157. Look at that. And then we've just come down, zigzagged around. Like I say, we got all the way back down here to 33,000, bounced off that. And here we are. The range today so far, or on this hour, has been as high as 34,200. We're now at 33,800. So this is the hourly candle on Coinbase. So look at that, beautiful, right? Beautiful. Now let's go to the daily on that one, and let's have a look at that. This is the daily candle, looking good. Our window of opportunity is played out beautifully. We had a death cross, a fake out death cross here, and then we had a real golden cross here. So it's turned out to be real, and we thought we might have a fake out golden cross, but no. We got these massive moves up with the BDC ETF rumors. Of course, they haven't been approved yet, so we've still got a long way we can run on this. And big money came in, right? This is what happened. Big money came in, and they have pushed the price up. And guess what? I think it's a huge number of tens, hundreds of millions of dollars of shorters, people betting the price would go down, have been wrecked. They have been wiped off the map, and this long position was the winning move here. So far so good. And what we're going to do, we're going to have a pullback. So far it doesn't look like that. We're going to have a consolidation zone in here, which with a big range, right? So maybe $1,000 range, $1,500 range, and there's a zigzag before it goes up again. So we've got kind of two scenarios there. Obviously, a big red candle back down, or a nice little consolidation, then move up, something like that. So we'll be looking out for that. Pretty cool. All right, so that window of opportunity has played out, and we've mapped it out pretty nicely. It's and we've had the best case scenario. The best case scenario has come out, so it's pretty cool. We had our Ethereum ETFs here at the beginning. They were kind of a little bit of a move up, but not really much. And they launched, and that was it. That's all she wrote. We had the Speaker of the House get chucked out, but before he got chucked out, he managed to put a 45-day stopgap measure for the budget in the US, and that's given us a window of opportunity. But that still has to be done, and of course, there's still a lot of issues around the leadership there to get that in before that time as well. So still a bit of a drama there around the leadership. And of course, my man didn't get in so far, so Jordan. But we'll see what happens there. There's a few names been thrown out like Emira's, so we'll see how that goes. Fed meeting is going to be a non-event. This is still an issue here, but like I say, the window of opportunity is pretty clean all the way through to say a week before the budget needs to be done. Maybe even a bit further near, but at least a week. But could be 2 weeks that we start getting some volatility in there around this issue. I think it's still a small issue relatively. Now remember, it pretty much affects about 800,000 employees if they do have a government shutdown. And a few other things, but a lot of the social welfare stuff still gets paid, right? So it's a bit of a misleading, and they make a lot of drama out of it. Oh, people are not going to get that, but really, it's people still getting their social credit stuff or whatever, social payments. All right, so that's kind of the play there, and so far crypto is looking fantastic and good times. And I think that a lot of people starting to, you can see it now. What was the key line, right? The key line. Was that we wanted to get over this green line, right? This is this green line. We didn't want to go below this green line, which is 24,800. That would have been a bad move, right? But fortunately, we've gone the right way. And the key number that we wanted to get over, if you remember, is this other green line up here, this green line, and this was 30,400. We wanted to get over that and get over it strongly into the 31,500 to 32,500, and we have busted through that. So that's why we're talking about, instead of being in bearish conditions, not like a full bear market, but bearish conditions, we're now in most likely a bull run, right? Now it doesn't mean it's just going to go straight up and up and up, but we're definitely in that bull run territory now. So it's kind of cool. If we zoom out further out from that, we can see that, we've got some nice upward structure happening here. We just have to sort of zigzag our way up, and we could have some really nice, powerful moves in before the end of the year, given the fact that you've got people like Larry Fink, the chairman of the BlackRock, and you've got all the ETF organizations, they're going to get on the phone to their customers. Hey, look, you can't own Bitcoin directly, but we can own it now. We've got a Bitcoin ETF, and we can get it for you. We can manage it for you, and you can get into the game. And so, let's I'll put $500 million in that. Thanks very much. And I'll see you at the beach club later on. It's kind of a bit like that, right? So this is what happens. And we get the big money start flooding into the capital there. So it's going to be really cool to see. All right. And we could have a very good Christmas, folks. It's really looking good. The opposite scenario was the other way, right? Going back down to the bottom there, breaking 24,000. And down we go, right? That would have been the scenario. That would have been a crap Christmas, right? Crap Christmas for that one. Hey, family's still important though, right? Family's still important, but you get my point. All right, enough drama. Now, that's pretty much it at the moment. Now let's zoom out further. We've got more in the roadmap, have we? Yeah, we've got more in the roadmap. So as you guys know, so where could this Bitcoin potentially go? We've got Tom Lee from Fundstrat, a popular person. He's talked about the fact that the Bitcoin ETF is the big deal. The Bitcoin halving, which you can see out here, this is April the 17th. This is the next secondary value move, right? So obviously the Bitcoin ETF is the bigger move. And why? Because of all that big money that can come through, right? And that's the demand side that can push up the market. So imagine the money coming up through the Bitcoin ETF is the money coming in, the demand side. The Bitcoin halving is the supply side, right? So we go down to a smaller emission per block on the Bitcoin at 3.25. And so that's actually less supply. We're already up at was it 19.5 million Bitcoin, and remember about 4 million of those are expected to be lost over the years since 2009. So we've really got a really small supply relatively. So we've got demand coming in and supply, pretty much emissions going down. So it's super bullish for Bitcoin, right? And then you got Larry Fink talking about quality asset, and it's like, before it was kind of a speculative asset. Was it going to be a medium exchange? No, it wasn't. Not really a medium exchange, more of a store of value. And of course, now they're talking about, it was speculative, used to move around a lot, but now it's kind of in a middle ground, but it's starting to move over to a quality asset. In other words, like gold and treasuries and things like that. And so now it could get inflated and getting blown up with money flowing into it. So this is what we're looking forward to. And you guys are all here earlier, right? So that's kind of cool. So we can have a very good period. We know that typically the price does move up into the Bitcoin halving. We might have a little dip afterwards, and then we get a kind of a big rally outside, back out the other side. But this time it's a bit different, right? The Bitcoin ETF, especially if it gets approved before the end of the year. So in here, or the beginning of the year, maybe in Q1 if it is later. But definitely bullishness about the end of the year. And of course, all the SEC has been losing at the court cases, particularly around XRP, and of course around Grayscale Bitcoin Trust with their new conversion from the existing Bitcoin trust into the ETF. So bullish news around that from the courts, and maybe we just continue just to keep moving up, stepping up, and maybe we get to 40-50K with a mini bull run. Maybe we get up to the all-time high, 69,000. Maybe we get up to this Tom Lee's Fun Strat stuff in the next 9 months or something. We would get up to 150 to 180K, which is where he was talking about, and that's pretty good from him coming out there with those big numbers. So yeah, we could see some really fun stuff happening here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Before we get into that though, we got Brian in the house. Brian has just given out 5 Hex Token channel memberships. Thank you so much for that, Brian, supporting the channel. We got David Feder picked up one. Nice to see David Feder in the house. Jerry Bravo, Brennan Eslick, Charity Dunning, and Wookie. Congratulations. I think it's just randomly allocated to you guys, but congratulations all of you. Really, really cool. So that is the move. All right, let's go past Bitcoin. That's going to get us into PulseChain. And of course, we're at the end of day 165 on PulseChain. We got the price at the moment, quadruple 0681. We're 68% of the sacrifice price on a day 165. We got PulseX at the moment at quadruple 0196. We're at 1.5% on that one on PulseX. And that is currently at just under 20% of the sacrifice price. That's the mean sacrifice price. So it's kind of cool. It's around the whale price, actually, the big whale price at the moment. And of course, the buy and burn has been a talk of the town. We're almost at 510 billion. PulseX has been bought and burned. This is part of the superior tokenomics of PulseChain versus, say, Ethereum and Uniswap and things like that. Really is important, and it's going to play out over time. Really, really cool. Basically, the amount of PulseX supplies, the total amount was out at the beginning, and it's just decreasing over time. That's basically what's happening now. And the other positive is that if you think of things like PancakeSwap, they have all these deflationary mechanisms, but really they're still net inflationary, right? So we're actually deflationary over time. So we really got the best tokenomics coming out of that play as well. So kind of cool. Incentive token at the moment is $1.43. We're up 0.75%. The ratio is actually up today from the looks of it. We're at 21,080. We're probably heading towards 15 million in supply. And of course, this is emitted from the PulseX farms. We got the burn there is at 111,000 on the burn there from TRH protocol. So that's ticking away as well. So a little bit deflationary there. PHEX has been the talk of the town, and man, it has really rallied. EHEX was the big talk of the town. Now PHEX and PHEX at the moment, it's at 1.65 cents. It is up 3.73%. Now, where could this go? Where could this go? Well, people were talking about the third wave, and the third wave could get you up to maybe $9 or something like that. So there's definitely different price predictions out there for where Hex could head next with the Fibonacci's. But man, oh man, that fingers crossed we get up to that. The people are pretty happy. Now, definitely, I think up and to the right is definitely in store for Hex now. Yeah, it's just going to be a fun ride. So get some Hex, hex.com, not financial advice, of course, do your own due diligence. We're up 4% at the moment. The other thing is that EHEX is at 0092. The combined price of EHEX and PHEX is at I'm very pleased to report, is back into our next zone. You guys know we're talking about 2 or 3 cents, and we're now at 2.57 cents, which is fantastic. So 2 thumbs up for Hex. It rules the world, and we're in our 4th year of Hex. We're pretty amazing. And of course, flashback to December 2019 when it launched. It was awesome. It was fun then, and it's still fun today. We've had a long bear market, but it's been an opportunity to accumulate, and the outlook looks very good indeed for Hex moving forward. So very exciting. Now, if you manage to buy at near the all-time high, like maybe 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, hopefully you've managed to dollar cost average at this low price and drag your cost price right down into the cent range, and therefore this has been a good play for you to move to get to break even and get into profit quickly. Really, really cool on that front. So at the moment, 1 PHEX will get you 242 pulse, so looking very strong on PHEX, and 1 PHEX will get you 1.8 EHEX. So EHEX did get down to about 1.16, I think, the other day. It's now at 1.8, so it's gone from 2.5 down to about 1.6 or something like that, and now it's back up at 1.8. So not too bad there. We're going to watch that battle between parity between EHEX and PHEX. It's going to be fun. All right, let's get to the charts. At the moment, we had obviously yesterday, we had a nice big rally to 7,500. So quadruple 7,500. We ended up at break even. So we got all the way down to 6,666. And we ended up right in the middle there. So an indecision chart, isn't it? Indecision there. But of course, Bitcoin had pulled back down a little bit, then moved back up. And now we've got the pulse there sitting at quadribular 679, right in the middle. So where's it going to go today? We're going to find out. Well, Bitcoin obviously is moving up, so a good chance that PulseCoin will as well. Let's have a look at the RSI. The RSI did get overheated here. We could see that. And so probably when we got up to this 7.5, it was a very good tell with the RSI. That's why we watch the RSI. See, is it overbought? And once it enters 70, we know that's in the overbought territory. It can stay up there under the right circumstances. Definitely the one we just had. And then we've got an indecision chart here. But if, of course, Bitcoin continues to plow, goes for another leg, PulseChain is likely to do that too. So keep a lookout on that. And of course, remember on the weekly that the RSI on the weekly is very low indeed, only 27. So we could quite recently get another move higher there with a elevated RSI, for example. So that is the kind of play there. That is it, looking pretty good. We're right in the top of the Bollinger Bands, as you guys know. Typically 3 to 5 times right in the top of the Bollinger Bands. That's that blue line. That's the top 95% of the price range there. But of course, that can sometimes go 5 to 7 times on extreme events, and this is kind of an extreme event. So looking pretty good there. Let me see what else we're going to say about this. We're going to come back to this chart. This Pulse is pretty much even at the moment. Let's go to PulseX, have a look at that. That's PulseX doing even more aggressive on the Bollinger Bands here, riding that really strongly. And what a day. Look at all those green candles. Beautiful. We love that. And of course, we're expecting that to probably cool off a little bit there, consolidate, cool down on the RSI, and cool this down a little bit. But obviously, if Bitcoin makes another move, then, game on again. And we'll really push the parameters there. All right. What else there? Let's go to Hex. Hex at the moment is looking spectacular. Look at this, 1.6. This really hasn't come down too much. Still looking very strong. Got up to 1.875 yesterday, which is pretty close. Look at this. The SEC event price was pretty much at just under 2 cents, 1.975. And of course, the opening on the SEC day was 1.973. So that is kind of the benchmark of recovering. And of course, the SEC basically destroyed lots of investor value. I thought they were supposed to protect investor value, but apparently that's not the case. And of course, they put together a pretty frivolous looking legal action. And of course, we're going to be seeing that play out in November to begin with. So we'll keep monitoring that. But in any case, the market, the power of the people, the power of funds flowing into crypto has managed to rally us up. Look at this beautiful stuff here. And we got very close. So how far away yesterday were we from getting back to the SEC price? Not far at all. 5%. A 5% more gain on that chart. We would have got back to there. And we may very well hit that today, tomorrow. So we'll be watching out for that, or maybe later in the week. But definitely we're so close to getting back to the SEC price. It's awesome. And the people, the power people, the power DeFi is winning out here. And I like to see that. It's really, really cool. Now, how many days has it been since the SEC event? Well, it's been 85 days. So there we are, under 3 months. And maybe with a couple more days, we will quite comfortably get back to the SEC price, and then onwards and upwards, right? Onwards and upwards from there. Very cool. Obviously, we'd like to see this consolidate, maybe in a consolidation zone, as opposed to having a retrace. As long as Bitcoin stays up, I think we'll be fine. And hopefully we'll get a consolidation here. The RSI will get to cool off. It's overbought at the moment, so we need that to cool off a bit. And maybe come back in here, take a dip, and then maybe we can come back up again. A nice consolidation zone would be good, right, after this big rally, as opposed to a sort of a sell-off there. So fingers crossed. Also, the whales, right? What will the whales do on PulseX and Hex? That's also another, we'll put that over on the side there just as a note. We have seen them every so often. They can impact the chart price there. Although it is in their favor to let the market, get a higher level. But of course, it's just a relative thing. Who's going to move first, game theory and all that sort of stuff. So that is the play on PHEX. EHEX at the moment, looking really, really good too. Same commentary on EHEX. However, we've got a potential for a parity play here again. And of course, at the moment, EHEX is at 0093. We can see it's well in overbought territory on the RSI. And of course, we obviously want to see this consolidate for a few days. You want that to happen. We don't want any retrace, obviously. We want that to happen and consolidate, cool off the RSI a bit. And it will be subject to Bitcoin. Obviously, if that Bitcoin takes another leg up, then it's going to, start going right up to the top level. It can go much higher, right? It can go up here. But of course, that's a pretty extreme event. And of course, Bitcoin is going to have to make that happen as well. So far, so good, which is really cool. But here's the cool thing about EHEX. EHEX is already above the SEC price. So congratulations. Congratulations to EHEX there. It was pretty cool. So that is pretty cool. EHEX is actually above the SEC price. And that is about how far now? It's 7%, 7.5%. It was as high as 22% above the SEC price, so that's really cool. Now, obviously, the EHEX had been rather discounted at this stage, but still, that's good news. That's really, really powerhouse there from EHEX, which is looking pretty good. So that brings us into our combined price of EHEX and PX. It is looking pretty good there. Look at that. We got as high as 2.9. We're almost at 3 cents at the top of the range that we're talking about, 2 to 3 cents. We're almost at 3 cents, and now we're at 2.55 cents on the EHEX combined. So EHEX and PX looking beautiful there as well. So well done, everybody, and very exciting indeed. So that is the results for day 165. We're going to get into the validators quickly because we've been hitting all-time highs on this. Look at us. We're continuing to hit all-time highs on the validators. As I always say every day, PulseChain is the people's chain. And, of course, we've got 47,546 validators around the world. You can see it on the world map there. Looks pretty. And everybody, look at that. Even Australia there and even lonely New Zealand down the bottom there. Pretty cool. So looking good. Now, we've got 1.52 trillion is now staked with the validators. And that is over 10%, which is pretty cool. Let's get the calculator out here and see exactly what percentage that is. So 1.52 trillion divided by 15 trillion public supply. That equals 10.13% of all pulses now staked with the validators, and that is not available for sale, which is kind of cool. The other cool thing is that we've got liquid loans coming up. It's going to collateralize Pulse, get potentially the big whales and the big larger retail holders come in, and they use that protocol. And, of course, it takes tons of Pulse off the market. How much it's going to be, we'll have to see, but it could be ginormous, and that means that the supply of Pulse could get very rare indeed. If it gets rare, very rare indeed, we got a lot of stable coins out of that too. We got a lot more buying power internally generated on PulseChain, and this is looking likely for November. And we've got Bitcoin rallying to new highs. Maybe it gets to 40, 50K. My goodness, you are going to see some crazy stuff happen on PulseChain as we enter this bull market type of territory. And obviously, Bitcoin is like the ocean, and PulseChain is like a giant cruise ship. And of course, we're all partying on this cruise ship. And I don't know, we're going down Florida or somewhere. I don't know. I keep talking about it, but we're going to Hexco, man. We're going to Hexco. All right, so see you there, Richard. See you there. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Now, the other one is the gas prices. I want to look at this yesterday, but of course it didn't render. But we're 680,000 bits at the moment, so it's not super cheap down to 400,000 range, but it's pretty cheap still. And we've got Pulse X swap at 1 cent. A Pulse coin transfer is now 1/10 of a penny, so that's definitely gone up. And PRC20 there has gone up at 3/10 of a penny. Remember, Pulse is going up, and if you got higher GUI, then you got higher prices, double whammy, right? But we're still 693 times cheaper than Ethereum, and Ethereum looks like it's gone up now. We've had super cheap GUI on Ethereum. It's been about 2 weeks longer cheaper this year than it was last year. It was staying down like 5 GUI. We even had a couple of 4 GUIs in there, 6 GUI. Looks like it's actually starting to rise now, obviously with the prices going up, a bit more activity going on there. We're 1,611 times cheaper than Bitcoin, so looking really good. In fact, we're going to bring up ultrasound money. Just have a quick look at the GUI on Ethereum, and we can see that on the map there. So this is the last 7 days. You can see how we had such cheap GUI on Ethereum, but that's now with the bull market kind of on. Look at this stuff here. We're at the beginning, of course. But look at this sort of stuff. That is, look at that GUI getting up there, 30. We even had a couple of really high numbers in here as well, up near the 80s, looking pretty good, and it's being pretty elevated. Look at that. It's not really coming down into this zone like this. So quite a bit of difference there on the roadmap. If we look at compared to last year, we can see 400 days ago, we're pretty cheap still. But look at that. It was cheap last year too. And then, of course, we entered this period, February last year, all the way through to June. We had super high GUI on Ethereum. And, of course, PulseChain is going to be super cheap, even with a rally in Pulse and GUI. That's still going to be really cool. But, of course, we've got tons of projects coming to PulseChain, and it's probably going to lift the price of the gas on PulseChain. So you got to remember that too. We've got a little video about that from Richard Hart. So we're going to play that quickly. Let's see where that is. Which is the one here. So we're going to play this about, is that the right one? I think that is, about the chain getting full. So most of this is still true. The end of it's a bit deprecated, but apart from that, it's a pretty good insight from Richard.
Yes, if it accrues so much value and gets so many users, yeah, the fees will go up and you'll just get really, really rich holding Pulse watching. Oh no, more really, really rich people. Like, you can't, here's the thing. You cannot force a free market to keep things cheap, because then crappy use cases that aren't valuable will outbid useful and valuable use cases. And do you want your chain with limited capacity to be filled up with crap? No, you don't want your chain filled up with crap. You want it filled up with nice, good things. Well, then how do you know what the difference between nice and crap is? By bidding. And the people that see more value in the chain pay more to use the chain. And then your limited resource chain, through the bidding mechanism, is filled with the most valuable things that people can fill it with. And so this like socialist USSR decree that, oh, we're just going to have cheap fees forever, it doesn't work, because there's a finite amount of space and you have to allocate it to certain users. And who should you allocate it to? Those that can most afford it, because they're bidding with their money for how valuable the transaction is. So the solution to a limited resource isn't to screw around with the pricing. The solution to a limited resource is to create more of the resource. So the Ethereum chain is full. Great. Well, we're going to make one with 4 times more throughput, and it won't be full. It'll be empty, and let's go fill it up.
All right, some really good insights there from Richard about where the future of the chain is. Of course, we've got over 180 projects launching, and we're in a second wave of those project waves, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So let's bring that in. Bam, there it is. So that is the big projects we're launching at the moment. And of course, we've got Mintra has just launched today. We had just over a day ago, we had DBZ Crypto and DBZ NFTs, the first 2 ROI protocols coming to PulseChain from Zen. The Zen ecosystem's got multiple dApps that are coming. We've got Zen Game coming. We've got DG Zen coming. DG Zen's coming as well. We can see DG Zen coming in October to November, and Zen Game's coming in the back end as well. November, December is my expectation there. So that's pretty cool. So DBZ Zen NFTs have done pretty well. We're going to talk about that a bit later. But before we do that, we're going to get into Mintra. And of course, Mintra has launched today. So we're going to get into Mintra and look at the chart. So this is the Mintra chart at the moment. Doing very well indeed. So it's just launched a couple of hours ago, and we can see we had a big, nice little rally there at the end of the day. This is on the 4-hourly chart. So this might go to the hourly actually. So there's the hourly chart there. So we had it launch, and the price spiked up there to 0.6 of a penny at the top of this move. It's currently at just over 0.4 of a penny there. So 4200th of a penny is the price there. We had some big volumes coming in there at the moment. So here's the interesting thing, right? So $10 million sacrifice, one of the biggest sacrifices that were done through the sacrifice process, and we've got $10.2 million market cap, so pretty much matched out at the moment at this price range, right? And I think the cost price was probably for the biggest whale was around about 0.4, just over 0.4 of a penny. So it looks like that's sort of in the money there for that. So that's kind of cool. It is up 17% on the 24-hour basis, up 24% on the 6-hour basis there. It's down 25% obviously on the hour because of that wick. So we'll be watching this out for this chart too. So that is pretty cool. Everybody that sacrificed got their tokens, and I guess they're staking now on the platform. And this was the announcement here about the launch. So I will post the link to the chart there if you guys want to check out the token for Mintra. That it is there for Mintra. Kind of cool. Right, that is the token there for Mintra on Dex Screener, and of course you can trade that through PulseX or Batias or anything like that. And of course you can find the token down below. There's the token address, the peer address, the mint token address, and the PLS there as well. So we'll give that a nice little rocket. The other thing is, of course, you can go to click this button here, and it will take you to the contract on PulseChain. And you can see the total supply of Mintra. So it looks like there's about 2.4 billion Mintra in existence. Looks like there's 3,614 wallet addresses that are holding Mint at the moment. So let's have a look at the token holders at the top. We've got the top holders there. This shows you the top holders there in terms of how much they've got, all the way to in the bottom of the first page. To get on the first page, you need 2.7 Mint tokens. So that's 0.11% of the supply. So it's pretty cool. So congratulations to everybody that's participated in that. Obviously, this is the NFT marketplace number 5 out of 7. And of course, this quality of this marketplace is fantastic. So we're going to look at that too. Let's go to Mintra on, that's the announcement. So we had, we believe in doing what you say you will do. In spite of a brutal bear market, heavy regulatory headwinds, but etc., we have continued to build and adapt. This isn't about Mintra. This is about PulseChain for those who believed and continue to believe, the builders, creators, traders, NFT bros, degens, meme lords, and everyone in between. This is for you. Mintra is live on PulseChain mainnet. So congratulations. Looking really good there. They've got a little video there too. I was actually going to download this, but I never did it. But we'll watch it without the music, and you can see it here. All right, so that's pretty cool. You can check that out. I'll post the link to that. So that's the Mintra launch. Mintra launch. Let me look at launch. Bam. And you can check all that. It's got the link to the DApp, of course. Now, if you didn't notice on the Pippi frog pulling through, the other Pippi was on the bracelet was the I guess the branding icon for Mintra, which was pretty cool on the bracelet. So I thought it was kind of a nice little touch there as well. Russ says Mintra looks pretty great in my humble opinion. Yeah, it looks pretty smooth. So without further adu, let's just have a quick look to see if we've got any other posts on here today. That is the contract address, of course, for Mintra, OX20 and ends in 5944. And that's the one that's on that deck screen there as well, which is pretty cool. If you participated, you can check out everything on here, of course. Really cool on that front. I think that's it at the moment. Yeah. All right. So let's move on. We're going to move on into the Mintra website. Here it is here. Beautiful. It's absolutely fantastic. It is super slick, super fast, and it renders really, really well. And of course, we've played around on all the other 4 NFT marketplaces. This is really smooth. This is different in branding too. Obviously, we have a lot of pinks and purples in the branding for PulseChain. But of course, here we got green, which I think is really cool. Really stands out too. And it is slick. I think the layout is super smooth. It's feature rich. It's got staking. It's got burning. It really is kind of cool. You can see some cool. We've got Hex Diamond, Space Diamond there. He's probably in the chat, I think. So really cool Hex Space Diamond. And it's got Richie's World there. Really cool. So yeah, what's it? Heart Army. Lots of different ones here. Just promo. Really, really nice. This is beautiful. Really is beautiful. And they've done a great job. So let me just connect the wallet. And of course, it's on PulseChain. And I'm going to just connect up there. Let me just go with this account on the Play Wallet. And yeah, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful there. I don't know what this button is here. That's a profile. It's kind of cool. Gives you all the site. You got a site tour. You got view profile, lots of stuff. And you got, obviously, there's a little bit of Pulse on this Play Wallet here. Really, really cool. So kind of cool. Really cool on that. All right. So you can do a couple of things here. You can create, you can go to your own launch pad and deploy your own NFT collection. You can do it. You got an idea, you got a creative idea. Maybe it's a lame idea, maybe it's a most brilliant idea. You can do it here on Mintra. It is really cool. So you can make your own collection. It is, remember, we have token contracts, which is PRC 20s, and then we have NFTs, which are either ERC 721s or ERC 1155s. And this is a 721 contract that will set this up for you. You can name your collection. You can have a collection of NFTs. You can start your own X account and your own Telegram, your own Discord, and get people to come in and part of that community. There's lots of things you can do. And you can do that here. You can put the symbol in. You can put the cost in. You can put the cost and everything else, maximum supply, all that cool stuff. They've got additional settings here for timing, burnable, royalty as well. Add a commission fee on secondary NFT sales. So you can add on all that just by toggling that on. You can put the percentage of fee in there. Really, really cool. So this is power to the people on PulseChain. Power to the people on PulseChain. Really, really is cool. So really cool on that side. They've also got a dashboard. You can look at your collections deployed, your PLS volumes, stuff like that. Deploy new NFT collection. You can deploy that here, which is really cool on your dashboard. So really, really, really cool. Slick, slick, slick. Now that's great. So it gives power to you, the creator, and that means anybody out there. It really is cool. I can imagine some people like Christian setting up his own NFT collection there, which is pretty cool. We've got Explore. Now Explore is huge, of course. Sales listings here. So we're gonna have a look at this. This is stuff that's on sale. We can see that we've got Mintra Punks there. It's got its own NFT collection, and they are just minting out at the moment. So that's kind of cool. You can buy now. It's got buy now. So it's kind of cool on that one. It's got auction listings, so you can do by auction as well. Really cool. Look how fast this is rendering as well. Really impressive. And of course, you got people putting their stuff on for sale. Look at that. We've got Pulse Gods in there. Lots of cool stuff. Tang Bears. I haven't even heard of the Tang Bears, but that's there. We've got a lot of different ones here as well. Aru Hearts. We've got Pulse Kittens, of course. Super popular. GameFi, DeFi. Looking good there. So yeah, Richie's Worlds. Lots of stuff up here already that people can get in. So people have jumped on this here as well. So it's very good uptake for other people. We've got drops as well. I guess I'm not quite sure what this is. Upcoming drops. I guess people can, there are no drops at the moment. Live drops. I don't know exactly how you get these, but they seem to be minting now. These are NFT collections, I guess, that are minting out now, I guess. Ended drops there as well. I'm not sure what those, yeah. Okay, PLS Punks version 2, version 1. So there's quite a few things there. We've got collections. There's all the collections out at the moment. So Sprocket there, it's kind of a cute one there. Lots of cool stuff. Let me go through here. So lots of things on here already. Some really nice quality artwork too. Tang Bears there, Red Pill Lions, Hex Space Diamond, of course, out there. Really, really cool. Look at them. Heaps of them on there. Nice. Genkai Souls. You got Hex Toys here. So Hex Toys is another marketplace. They've got their Hex Toys on here as well. Pretty cool. Yeah, lots of stuff here. Fairy Blossoms there. Pulse Peppy NFTs. Of course, Pulse Souls being one of the biggest turnovers on Pulse Souls. That is here as well. Really, really cool. So Rat Pulse Souls, of course, the new one. Richie's World. Lots of stuff on here. Man, oh man. Pulse Peppies, of course, from Hex Space Diamond. Looking good. Lots of cool stuff in here. So, yeah, going to be really neat. You can change, of course, the format that you look at. You can look it out with the line, or you can do the grid view. So you can play around with that. You can filter, of course, with the filters. You can refresh. So lots of cool stuff there. You can sort by newest, oldest, highest, lowest volume. So pretty cool on that one. What else we got here? Users. I guess you can search by users here and check out all the people on the platform. Really, really nice feature. This is actually a really cool feature. Look how beautiful it looks too. It is so beautiful. Really does look good. Amazing on that one. Now, Mint. Now, if you've got the Mint token, you've bought it on the market, you can go stake that, of course, and some people have done that already. And you can stake your Mint there and start earning some PLS, things like that, which is kind of cool. A Mint stake, and of course, you earn a share of the fees, right? So it's pretty cool on that one. What else we got going there? We got Burn. Mint Burn is going to be burning. How much is burned already? Contract balance, 1.6 million pulse. Buy and burn input, 728 pulse so far. It's just launched, so this is going cool. Buy and burn output, 9.57 mint. So that looks like they've burned 9 mint so far. That's ticking away. So we'll be watching this number over time. Kind of cool. They got learning if you want to learn. So contract addresses. They got all the detailed official contract addresses you need, which is fantastic, right? People are often asking what are the addresses, and they've even got all the PRC20 tokens that are supported by Mintra in here as well with all the contract addresses. So fantastic. Hats off to Dorado and his developer team. Doing a really, really great job there. Looking very smooth. We see this sort of thing also on Power Cities where they provide a lot of the contracts. We see it on the projects too, typically under their docs, but actually having it on the platform is a really nice feature there too. So it's kind of cool. What else? They've got blogs, Mintra latest news. Kind of cool. Mintra latest news there, which is cool. Hopefully they keep that regular, like on a regular basis as well. FAQ. They got all the FAQs about how to use the platform, general NFTs, everything else like that. Looking really good. Staking, buy and burn fees, which is pretty cool. We can go to fees actually. So they got the gas fees. Are there fees on this? All that sort of stuff. So kind of cool. You can check all that out. Staking. How does staking work? They've got all that sort of stuff in here. Kind of cool. All right. So what else is there? I think that's it. We've got analytics as well. So this will give you the global analytics. So what have we got there? They got the mint supply. We looked at that on the contract. 2.4 billion mint. Staked supply so far is 127 million mint has been staked so far. So not much of the total supply so far has been staked. So that's good news for you if you're in early, like Sandy Beach. Then that's good for you in terms of fees. Total pool is 1.6 million pulse in there at the moment. Looking really good. It's got a little information stuff there too. What else there? Marketplace total volume 26 million pulse so far. It's just kicked off the last couple of hours, and it's already getting nice little volume on there with the sales. So that means that people are going to get paid. There's the pool there. It's got 1.6 million in there already. Total NFTs 6.74 million NFTs. So it's got all the classics, and it's also got all these new ones. So it's got all the copies from Ethereum. NFTs are all copied over here. It's been indexed, and it's also got all the new NFTs that have been created on PulseChain, including on Mintra itself using their creative feature that we talked about. 828 collections and so far 26 users. We're watching that number climb over the next days and weeks. That's the kind of the play there. The current staking value is 677 million and the amount of burn so far is 237 mint has been burned. So it's just starting off the burn. And we'll be watching that as well. So this is the burn chart. We'll be watching that as it kicks off. Mint burned over time. We'll be watching that too. And that's neat. So really, really cool. They got more. They got new requests. If you want to request something new, please use the form below to describe an NFT collection you would like to see on Mintra. So you can put that in there too. Very easy. You know, I know that some of you, like you, Christian, I bet you're going to make your NFT collection on there. Looking pretty good. And of course, request leaderboard there too. So they're responding to that. So really, really cool. And of course, we can check out the collections, I guess. That is all the stuff that's trading at the moment. If you randomly pick on one, let's randomly pick on, where should we go? Let's pick on one randomly here. Let's go on to, I'll try to pick one here. Let's go on to, let's go to Pulse Gods. Have a look at that. I think it's a Richie Worlds one, right? Pulse Gods. And there we are. So it's got the type there, the supply, the owners, the floor price, all that sort of stuff. And you can sort it, obviously, and find the ones that's, you know, what they're doing and all that. I guess on for sale. So kind of cool. The filters, what the filters have here. Yeah, you can break down by the features of the NFT if it's got features. You can do the status as well, for sale. You can click on for sale there on that. That's pretty cool. And you can find the price there in Pulse, which is kind of cool. All right. Very cool site. Well done to the team. It looks absolutely amazing. Renders really well. Beautifully pops out of the screen, especially if you're on a Mac. It really does really well there. Nothing against PC guys, but you know, it does definitely pop there. So awesome stuff. That's a pretty good review. I hope I've gone through that pretty nicely. And let's go. I'm going to post that link if you want to check it out for yourself and log on. There's a good way to be there as well. And I'm going to get into the chat because it's been a while. 7 minutes on the hour. That is the link there to Mintra NFT market number 5 and a huge one, right? $10 million sacrifice, big there, and it's definitely performing very, very well as a premium NFT marketplace. Looking good. Now we're going to get into some of the comments before we move on into DBZ Crypto, which is launched in the last 36 hours. We're going to look at some of the early results on that. But before we do, let's catch up in the chat and see who else has jumped in here. Where did I get up to? I got up to Richie today. Richie and yeah, I did. Joey's in the house there. Good evening, Superman Hex Token family. Good to see you, Joey. And who else here? We got Moonmutt. Always good stuff on your stream, says Moonmutt. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It really is cool. Who else has jumped in here? We got David Feder in the house. Hey, David. Good evening, family. David Feder did win one of those free memberships from Brian. So a big shout out for that. And always great to see David in the house. Pac-Man, here we go. Good to see Pac-Man. Who else there? Jumping in here. Scrolling through all those comments there. Jenna in the house. Good morning, all. Good to see Jenna. Welcome. Jono as well. We've got Astria in the house there. Woo! Mintra time. Definitely is. Looking really, really good too. Yeah, David says, bravo, EHEX. Absolutely, EHEX has been spectacular, and it may do it again. We'll be watching out for that. That parity play definitely on deck. Definitely on the table. Pac-Man says, let's see PulseX at 008 by 2025 March tops, says Pac-Man. Yeah, that'd be cool. What else have we got going there? I love my Hex Token family, says Sandy Beach. Absolutely. Yeah, there's no sound on the video, but you can watch it yourself. Sorry, I was supposed to download it and play it, but I forgot. I forgot because I was doing some other stuff. Let me have a look here. Sandy says, I hope people use Mintra for the NFTs. Yeah, well, it's a competitive environment. It's going to be seen in NFT marketplaces, but Mintra is definitely standing up there as top quality. And of course, got an influence in Gerardo and lots of other cool things. They start off. So definitely a good chance for being a leader, if not dominating. We'll see. Obviously, we've got lots out there, Pulse Market, Beatbox, and stuff like that at the moment. We've got 2 more coming, right? We've got Power City Pixel Park. That's also a big sacrifice, although that's an ecosystem over multiple protocols. But they have also talked about having some features not seen in NFT marketplaces. And of course, there's 9mm Pro, which is a new ecosystem, which is dropping a number of protocols, including NFT marketplace. So we're looking out for that. But definitely fantastic day for Mintra. Really is cool. What else? Let's jump through some of that. We've got a Discord. We definitely have a Discord. That is the Discord. If you want to join our Discord, there's the link there. Definitely hit that if you want to join. What else we got going there? We've got Tortoise Johnny now. So TJ, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. All right, let's get back into it. We're going to go to DBZ Crypto, which launched in the last 36 hours, I guess. It's on the second day too, basically. And we had some cool results, very spectacular results. I was pretty bullish on that we would have good results, and we did. So yeah, very cool. So so far we have had a Zen token launch on PulseChain. We've had Zen token launch on PulseChain. So what we're talking about is this launch. We've talked about Mintra here. We've got DBZ Crypto. They've launched. So that's awesome. That was yesterday, just over a day, and it's done pretty well. So what do I want to say about that? Let me just get out of there, and I want to pull up the PZN price. Let me do that. Now the cool thing I like about the Zen ecosystem is that there is a lot of there's a very much more diverse investor group in Zen, including Asia, China, South Korea, Japan, those sort of things. So it's actually kind of bringing a new audience to PulseChain too, and I like that. I think that's very important. And they're big crypto users in the world, right? So kind of cool. Now PZN has pumped, so it was kind of holding down, but PZN has pumped on the news. And of course, this is really cool. So we did come down here. We dipped down about 4,200, but it's really starting to rally now. We're up at 6,400, moving up here. Why is it doing that? Well, the protocol is performing very well, the DZN crypto and DZN NFTs. And the other side of it is that the burn has been huge. The burn has been huge of the supply. So before the game launched, let's go have a look at the PZN supply. Before the game launched, there was 55 trillion PZN, 55.5 trillion PZN in its supply. So in just over a day, we're down to 46 trillion. So that's huge, right? That's a big amount of PZN that's been pretty much burned in that protocol. So the DBZ crypto protocol, pretty amazing. That's fantastic. And that's kind of the numbers I was talking about, right? I was talking about big numbers like that, but that's kind of cool. That is very exciting. And of course, every day there's probably maybe I'm just guessing because we don't know how much is coming out every day from future mints or claims, but I guess somewhere in maybe 500 billion to 1.5 trillion, depending on the day. So we have lots of volume. So this is really impressive because it also includes the fact that we've had new claims getting minted out too. So really, really good results. And I did see a little clip there from Trayvon, big influencer space, and he said that the ROI'd very nicely on this, so in one day. So it's been pretty good for that. Remember, it is an RO game. It's speculative relative to a lot of things we talk about on here. But, you know, it's another project on PulseChain, and it's a big community. So pretty good on those numbers. So let's quickly look at the link here. We've got only 1 hour left. This was 11 hours ago, 10 hours ago. So we're 10 hours into the next day, day 2. But the first day, huge burn. And this is from Razvan. He's the founder of DBZ Crypto, DBZ NFTs. These are the two most successful that are on Ethereum, right? And on PulseChain. And I say PulseChain is going to be probably outside of Ethereum will be the next best chain for the Zen ecosystem and performance. And that's because we have all the fundamentals that we have, big community, big project rolling out. And of course, I expect the gas prices to go up over time. So these are all the bullish things that drive performance on the Ethereum chain. So let's have a quick look at this. So incredible first cycle, 8.2 trillion PZN burned through 610 million pulse in the reward pool. So that was the first day. A massive number. Look at that thing, 8.2 and burned 610 million pulse as well. So 610 pulse went into the reward pool, which is fantastic. So really amazing results there on the first day. So spectacular and bullish for the PulseChain, right? PulseChain, we also have EIP 1559 burn. So all the transactions that go through are burning pulse. So the more projects, the more communities that get on there, the bigger PulseChain gets, and it starts to head towards the big Ethereum valuations, right? And that's what we want to see. So super bullish outcome for PulseChain. And so if you're holding Pulse, this is bullish for you, even if you don't play any of these projects or anything like that that come on. So let's have a quick look at Razvan there. So this is update there. You can see the numbers there, which is pretty amazing. To 8.2 trillion PZN. Yes, a trillion. That's huge. So a big number. And that's what you want to see. Day one too. Now, let's have a look. The dashboard is on zen.pub. We can see the numbers here. I don't know if this is updating in real time enough, but we'll have a quick look. Let me refresh that one more time. I think it actually looked good. So we're going to talk about this quickly as an overview. So talking about the performance of this since it just launched, we can see that 11.3 trillion PZN has been burned. Absolutely amazing results. Really amazing results. That is worth $67,600. So that's total. So that's day 1 plus 10 hours into day 2. 10 hours so far, 3.1 trillion PZN has been burned through the protocol. That's $18,000 a day in day 2. This is really gaining traction. So obviously people liked the ROI of the first day. Trayvon definitely liked it, and now they're sort of flooding into the game. Very, very cool there. So yeah, what happens is that you also, when you go in here, you have to burn PZN, and you also have to put in a big amount of Pulse into it. What do you get out the other side? Well, you get Pulse, and then you get a secondary token called PDXN. So you get that token too, and that's your reward there, and that's been priced up as well. You can see the price on that in the table. So we're going to look at that. There's lots of charts down here. I'm not going to go through all that, but definitely is amazing results there. What I will do is I will post the links to these charts if you want to check them out. But you can see now that PZN is pumping with all that supply being burned. There's not much out there. People don't have enough mints coming out. We don't know what the mint table looks like on the PulseChain. That's the other thing. People are blind as opposed to Ethereum. We know what that looks like. We don't know what it looks like on PulseChain with future claims coming out. So it really is quite interesting. And now it is super pumping. So kind of cool on there. So that is the chart there. I'm going to post DBZN crypto if you want to check that out. Now there's also DBZN NFTs, but that's a little different. We're going to get into that briefly. And it's a bit more, it's around Zen NFTs and wrapping those and having sort of an income from that. It's kind of bullish about future Zen coming out because it kind of wraps it up and keeps it locked away for a little while. So people earn while they're waiting kind of thing. So that is DBZN crypto. That's the one that burns the PZN. That's a pretty bullish. It's an ROI game basically. And it's popular. These things are popular on Ethereum. So it should be popular on PulseChain for potentially months and months. It's going to be quite cool, particularly the first 2 months. Could be very, very bullish. All right. So that is kind of going well. Let me jump away from there. That is the founders number there. And of course, that is the results. So that's some of the headline results there so far. How much Pulse has gone in here too? 826 million Pulse has gone in here. $56,000. So you got PZN being burned, 67 million plus 56 million Pulse got put in there as well. And that's amazing. So it really, really cool. This cycle, so far we've got 3.1 trillion and we're only 10 days into it, 10 hours into it. So we've got another half a day, at least 14 hours to go. So what's it going to be? Is it going to be similar to the first day of 8.3 trillion or whatever? We will see. And it's going to be more, I would suggest. It looks like it's going to be more. We will see. It's going to be pretty close. PLS accrued 609 million in today. So even more in today in terms of Pulse. So amazing. Going in there today, so really huge, and of course $41,000 in there at the moment this cycle, so crazy stuff there. Protocol flow there, $60,000, so pretty cool. How many players are there? There are 306 unique minters playing, not 95 so far this today, and that's going to climb. Pretty cool. What else is interesting here? That's pretty much it. The reward for day 1 was 10,000 DXN. So it starts off at 10,000 DXN, goes down by 0.2% each day. So each day there's less DXN in the reward pool, and it sort of goes, I think it's down over a year or something like that, or 2 years. I don't remember the exact time, but that's how it plays down, gets smaller and smaller, making DXN better. And then of course there's other protocols that require DXN, like Zen NFTs. If you got PDXN, you can go stake it on the other protocol, DBZN NFTs, and of course it boosts your yield on that platform by wrapping your NFT there. So that's kind of the play there. So it's got other use cases for that. So it's kind of cool. All right, that is the play there on DBZN. Now we've got also DBZN crypto here. And this is on zen.pub, by the way. So if you want to find these dashboards, zen.pub. And of course, at the moment, what's DBZN crypto? This is the second protocol that launched at the same time, an hour later, pretty much. And we can see that we've got 684 staked PDXN. We've got 88 unique minters there. DBZN mints are 867, so it's pretty good. So far, it says PLS accrued there, 1.5 billion Pulse in there so far, $100,000. So it looks like it's ticking away as well on the old DBZN NFTs as well. We can see the leaderboard at the top. Kind of cool. All right, so it's ticking away too. So that is PZN is doing pretty well on the charts here, as you can see, heading up towards the previous high of 7,000, and just got a bit higher than that in a moment. So we're watching this as well. So doing pretty well is that. So well done. Welcome to the Zen community, to PulseChain in a big way. So far we have 4 protocols of Zen in the ecosystem. We have the PZN token. We actually have 5 because we have the classic copy as well. But we've got PZN token here. We have Zen NFTs, which you can mint out yourself for free. Well, not for free. You got to pay a little fee. The cheaper the way, the better on that. And of course, we've also got now these 2 protocols, ROI games, that use that PZN and Zen NFTs. So we use both those 2 first that we talked about. These 2 protocols give a use case for those 2. So we've got 4 things out at the moment, and we've got potentially a whole ton of other ones coming, as I say, which includes, let's get in here, includes GDZen coming, Zen Game, of course, on PulseChain, and many other protocols in the Zen ecosystem. So bullish. We've got tons of ecosystems coming. Zen is a big one, an important one. So bullish for PulseChain, burning those fees, EIP 159s, really, really exciting. So good stuff. All right, so that is that for PZen. Let's move away. I also want to talk about the upcoming ones, right? So the upcoming ones that we've got coming up, we've got, obviously, we talked about Mintra, we talked about DBZen, but we've also got 9-inch coming up. 9-inch coming up, and that is imminent within the next, say, 5-6 days. Maybe as soon as tomorrow, who knows? Could be really, really awesome. Money Game Crypto did a little summary, kind of like my summary I did the other day. And so I thought I'd just read this out as a quick summary as well. Next 7 days will launch, so maybe the next 5 days now. And DEX on both Pulse and Ethereum, so really awesome. And you know what I really like about the Ethereum launch is that's going to start eating up some of Uniswap's lunch. I really do think that's going to be important. And we're going to start taking market share for Uniswap, which is fake DeFi, right? They blocked Pulse, PulseX, and Hex, and not cool. And of course, the Hex community made Uniswap, right? We made Uniswap, and Richard Hart was the one that led that. So very important. 20% less gas fees on Ethereum than Uni, which is going to be important. So super cheap as well. That means a lot of DEX aggregators will likely use it too, and we could start eating Uniswap's lunch that way too through DEX aggregators. So really important. Potential good chance to buy 9-inch cheap at the launch, so there'll be an opportunity to get some of that. Obviously, if you sacrifice $16 million for the sacrifice, you'll get your 9-inch tokens. Single-sided staking, 9-inch for BBC and DBI. DBI is another project, it's another community, so potentially brings another community into PulseChain and Ethereum. From Ethereum, so bullish there. So we talked about the Zen community coming PulseChain. We've got DBI community coming PulseChain potentially as well through this method on the Ethereum side. So really bullish there too. But that's kind of the play there. Also, Paul Pleb, Pulse Dodge, and Where the ETH Go. Those tokens there looking to really do well. And of course, we've been talking about those every day on the channel. We're going to talk about them in a minute. With a flex lockup or with a flexible holding or a flexible stake, or a lockup for 21x multiplier. So that could be potentially huge. On Ethereum, there's going to be Hex, of course, single-side staking. There'll be a good yield there. And Pulse, of course, on PulseX, there's going to be PulseX single-side staking and a bit of a yield on there too. Remember, most of the yield will go to the farms, but single-side staking will get a small percentage of that yield, and it may be a good percentage, so return on APR. Farms on Pulse, yield peers on 9-inch will be higher. Percentage gains encourage 9-inch buys, so kind of cool there. So farms on PulseChain. There'll be yield pairs for 9-inch. So there's going to be lots of combinations with 9-inch there with higher gains. And this will encourage 9-inch buys, right, by having the pairs up with 9-inch. So 9-inch will be in demand. Farming on Pulse there's going to be EHEX and a PHEX pair. So it'll be important for that. So you can look out that. It might get really good yields in there. Buy and burn on 9-inch will be high. So it's going to have a high buy and burn on there too. So super bullish is the outcome there. So that's kind of cool. That was from Money Gang Crypto. I'll post that link if you want to check that out again for yourself. Oh yeah, before I wanted to go back and have a look at, I missed this. I wanted to talk about the DXM price because I didn't really cover that. So let me just go to that quickly. And I've got the PDXN here. So this is the price of PDXN. So this is the other token. Remember, when you burn PZN and put in Pulse, you get Pulse out again, and then you get this other token, PDXN. And we can see the price here. So let me just go to the price. It's only got a couple of hours. So the price at the moment is $8.43 per PDXN, and it's been as high as $14 here. So moving around quite a bit. Let me go to 15-minute chart. Got more data. So that is the chart at the moment on PDXN. So that's the one you get out from that game. So I did want to talk about that. All right, let's go to that. I want to talk about one more project. The last project we're going to talk about is, did I post this? Not sure if I did. Bam. We're going to be a bit longer today's live stream because I've got a bit more to talk about. So that is there. All right, let me go back into the next one. Of course, coming up potentially is 9MM. We're going to have their flagship product launching. They said possibly by the end of the week. That has not been the case. So we may get it this week instead. So just keep that out there too. 9MM is going to be bringing us a V3 DEX, potentially a Block Explorer, and of course a NFT marketplace, number 7. And of course they're also got their token airdrop for the NFT collections, the Pulse OGs, and potentially rewards for those their rewards and tokens. So PRC20. So we'll be watching out for that. All right, that is a friendly mention. All right, before we get into the daily stats though, for Hex, we're going to get quickly into the highlights of the top PRC20s. see what's really performing there. So far, out of the top liquidity pools, only a DAI is pretty much around 8,500. Wrap Bitcoin is at $107. So those are kind of the two standouts there for PDAI. So let's have a look at PDAI quickly. That's PDAI just chilling it out here at the moment. I think that's a good sign that it's chilling out there, showing some confidence. We may get a rally later on. Wrap Bitcoin is $107. That's kind of slowly rising there too. So it's on the daily. So we'll see how that goes on that one. So keep a watch out for that. That's the biggest liquidity pools. Looking through here, nothing else standing out at the moment. Obviously, the Pepe and SHIB, we'll keep a lookout on those too. Jumping to meme coins quickly. Obviously, we've been talking about that. Let's go to liquidity. We can see that everything is down, even the 9-inch tokens, $1.17 for where'd the ETH go. This is going to be launching soon, right? So this is what we're talking about. Could be launching tomorrow, could be launching the next day. This is at $1.17, so just sort of chilling around at the moment. Let's go to the daily on this. There's the daily chart. So this topped off at about $1.53. It's now down at $1.17 on that one, so we're looking out for that. I still think that's going to go up and to the right. Market cap's really low, 1.1 million. Could do a 10x. This could go to $10 quite easily, but obviously not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. And Paul Pleb, let's look at that. It's down 16%. Let's look at that one. That is the chart at the moment. Got pretty high there on the daily, up to quadruple 1,000. It's currently at quadruple 8,400. So keep a lookout on this. I really think that's going to go up and to the right as well. And of course, PLD here, the last one. That's probably my favorite out of the lot because there's less users, particularly on the Ethereum side. There's a lot less users, only about 280, which is pretty small. There's a trade-off between number of users, right? But it definitely that is looking good. Remember, these are going to get extra support at the beginning of the launch, and that's kind of bullish for the price here. Now, at the moment on PLD, we're at 6,300. It kind of broke down through the 50 Fibonacci, almost got the 61.8, bounced off that. We had a bit of a big seller plus a couple other sellers coming in yesterday, and we're at 0.0063, so 6,300th of a penny. But yeah, that's definitely looking good for me. 3.6 million market cap, and watch the space on this. Obviously, when 9-inch launches, that's going to be pretty crazy. Just like we saw Mintra today with the little pump, we're going to, I think, have a hyper pump on these ones on the 9-inch. Not financial advice, but that's kind of the play there. Mega's down 42%, and RFX is down 24%. HOA is down 15% there. Axis Alive, which has been crushing it, is down 8% today as well to 11,500. Those are kind of the performers there. All right, that leads us into our final category, PulseChain projects. Looks like we're doing an hour-and-a-half show today. That's just the way it goes sometimes. We've got Algo there by liquidity. Is up 2.8%. Spark Swap is down 16%. Pulse Reflections up 22%. Mintra is up 42%. So that's good news, of course. We covered that earlier. But that is Mintra having a nice little pump now, over half a penny. So congratulations to Mintra holders there. And the market cap at 12.5 million. So 10 million sacrifice. I guess that's a good way of valuing it. One way to value it. That is kind of the play there. All right. Kira is up 82%, only $5,800 in liquidity. So it's a very small retail play, but you know, it's an honorable mention. They got super pumped apparently. Look at that, got some spike pump in there. That's some crazy stuff. Right, that's pretty much it, I think, out of all those. Now, Rags to Riches had a little bit of a alpha that caused some stir amongst people at the end of his live stream yesterday, and he was talking about that he had heard from somebody else who posted an image of a chat about a big new investors potentially coming into Hex, which is pretty amazing. So I thought we were going to talk about Hex. Let's get it to it. Hex.com. He was talking about potentially big investors coming in, and then maybe they even started the eHex pump, but talking about that they are looking to take in some big positions into Hex, running into this next bull market. So Hex.com, check it out. Not financial advice, of course, but that is some little alpha there from Rags to Riches, which I thought was pretty awesome. We'll see that play out too. That'd be nice. So we got on day 1422 on Hex on Ethereum, 24th of October. The price is just over 9/10 of a penny, so 93/100th of a penny. Price is down 6.1% after having, look at that, 8 days in a row of price gains. Whee! So kind of cool. Now we're at the bottom. Now we're here. Now we're pumping up. Well, that's kind of the play. What else there? Payout today, 6.695 Hex per T-share. Looking pretty good. The share rate, no change. Average mining length, no change. The APY for today, 39.16%. The ownership pool is up 918 T-shares. We've got 9.7 just 9,766,000 T-shares in the ownership pool on Hex on Ethereum. We got 9.3% of all Hexes locked on Ethereum. We had pretty good penalties today, 1 million. We've had a great run of penalties. Look at all these penalties here. Woohoo! On Ethereum, we're currently got 65.4 million Hex in payout, which is pretty good in the reward pool. Growth, we've had 66 liquid holders. The liquid holders have really boomed over the last 7 days. Fantastic. Miners, not quite there yet, but we did have a positive day yesterday. We're down 13 miners today. So we're at 119,875 miners on the Ethereum chain. So this may very well change this trend that we've had of slowly eroding miners there. Now, if you're in the mining class, of course, you are getting more rewards if there's less miners. We got day 165 on the old PulseChain, day 24th of October. The price there at 1.645 cents. So awesome, eh? Awesome stuff, up 3.2%. Look at that, 9 days in a row of price increases. It's a nice reprieve from the red candles that we red prices, red decreases that we used to see, having 9 days in a row. So congratulations for those with diamond hands and those who accumulated and didn't get fudded out. So very cool. We're at 4.5. We're at 6.67 on the payout today per T-share, and the share rate's gone up slightly, 4.5 to 30,128. Remember, the 22nd of November, we're going to have a big pump expected, about 1,400 Hex per T-share. We may even see a big pump in the Hex price as a result of that. Maybe. Some people speculate on that. But definitely it was pretty huge. So remember, get your T-shares before it's too late. Average mine length, 6.88 years, so shorter than Ethereum. The APY there, 37.97%, so lower than Ethereum today, but still spectacular. The reward pool is, the ownership pool is up 730 T-shares. We're sitting at 9,832,000 T-shares in the ownership pool. And to wrap it up, we've got 9.68% of coins are locked on PulseChain. We had very good penalties, 1.4 million penalties. Our payout pool is 65.5 million Hex in the reward pool. The growth in liquid holders, 147, spectacular. Miners up 6 today. We're at 124,631 miners in the ownership pool, and that is about 5,000 more than's on Ethereum. So fantastic results for day 165. We're on day 1,423 now on Ethereum and day 166 on PulseChain. And of course, you're still early, right? We're still inside that 6-month window. Accumulate, as Johnny Cash would say. That's Johnny Chaos. Did I call Johnny Chaos Johnny Cash? I don't know, but that's how we rock and roll. All right, hex.com. Check it out, folks. Not financial advice. Do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. We do have a crypto helpline in our Discord. The link's in the video description. Get in there, ask any questions. It's $5 a month, so it's about 16 cents a day. Pretty cheap. If you want to join as a member on Superman Crypto or Hex Token YouTube, hit the join button. We've got a number of memberships on YouTube as well. And if you want to be in the best, then follow Hex Token. We're documenting PulseChain, sharing the journey, and it's a good time. Looks like we're in a very bullish environment at the moment. So you come along at a good time. All right, let me we've got a couple more comments before we wrap up. We're almost up to an hour and a half, which is a pretty stellar show today, because normally I'd go about an hour and 15. Let's see where we go up to here. A couple more comments. Brian says Hex daily stats are ready. Nice. Let me jump through that. Christian says PDXN to the moon. Yeah, looking very good indeed. We got Metro 9 in the house there. Assume you meant PZN. Yeah, I probably was talking about PZN there. If I might have forgotten the P on it. Maybe I did that. DBZN can make you passive income. Yeah, that's an ROI protocol. What do you got? Robbie in the house there. Good to see Robbie. Welcome to chat. And yeah, 7.69 Hex per T-share, looking amazing to top. Absolutely amazing. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. An hour and 25 minutes, about 10 minutes longer than normal. Great news about Mintra NFT market. Looks fantastic. And of course, we look forward to that, growing. And the other side of it, of course, we've got 9-inch techs potentially launched in the next couple of days. DBZN Crypto and DBZN NFTs have had fantastic launches on PulseChain. And of course, what else? We've got the 9mm also coming up. These are the near-term ones as well. Really, really cool. It's just the beginning of the second wave of protocol launches on PulseChain, and it's only getting exciting from here. It's going to be really cool. All right, let's put out a cool video and play some music. Let's do that. All right, let's play. What are we going to play? We'll play Richard Art. Why not? I love Richard Art's one. Bye for now. Peace out.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.